Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Virtue's Last Reward. Last time we found out that the others were able to find some Excelivir in the laboratory and gave it to Quark, who seems to be doing well with it. And then we did an AB game, and yeah, Clover, all of a sudden, out of the blue, started flirting with Sigma to convince him to, what's the word I'm looking for here? Betray Tenmyoji. And because Sigma is a thirsty, horny little incel, it was almost kind of working. But me, on the other hand, I was like, nah, I promised I was going to ally, and goddamn it, I did it. So anyway, results from round 2 of the Amdex game will now be displayed.
Please direct your attention to the results screen.
Yay! Wow. Yay! Fi and Luna are... But Fi was right. Dio cannot be trusted.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly.
They have an uphill battle. Yikes.
Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
Looks like you managed to trust me.
Well, it seems like I made the right choice.
Only did what I said I would.
You really helped me out. Thanks.
I could say the same thing. No need for thanks.
The corner of his mouth twitched into a grin. I felt myself smile a little in response. Clover, on the other hand, looked less than pleased.
That was a bad choice, Sigma. And after I told you I'd listen to anything you said. Oh well, whatever.
She sighed heavily, shot me one last annoyed look, and stalked off. Across the room, Dio and Fi were already confronting one another over their own results.
You tried to kill me and Luna. Can't say I'm surprised.
Yep.
Now, don't give me that. You knew exactly what I was doing. I knew you weren't stupid enough to pick ally. You'd defend yourself with betray, just like I would. Wait, where's Luna?
In the infirmary, looking after Quark.
Is that where Alice went to?
Alice? No, she went into one of the AB rooms with Kay.
Yes, we did indeed enter together. When the doors opened, however, she left, somewhat unsteadily, in the direction of the cyan door.
She left the warehouse?
Indeed.
Without even checking the results?
Correct. There was little reason to check them.
Yeah, it's not like Quark was gonna betray you.
Indeed.
And you two still choose ally. Man, what a pair of bleeding hearts.
If you say so. Being mocked for my compassion is a small price to pay for retaining my humanity.
Exactly,
Where did
Kay.
Alice run off to?
While we were in the AB room, she mentioned being quite tired. Perhaps she went to one of the cabins to rest.
Oh, well, I guess that would make sense.
An ominous rumble filled the warehouse.
The Ambidex gates have closed. Round 3 of the Ambidex game will be the Star Round. Star keys are required to open the gates. There is no set limit on usage of the Star keys. The Ambidex gates can be opened as many times as the players wish to open them.
We can open the gates as many times as we want?
That means the star keys can be used to play the AB game any number of times. If I understood that announcement correctly, that is.
Hey, didn't Zero Jr. say something about this?
As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled out automatically. The pair and solo assignments hop around a bit too.
Yeah, he did. Can you guys all show me your bracelets? I want to see what all our colors and groups are this time. Within moments, a series of wrists were extended for me to examine. Huh? It looks like all the colors are weird. Clover is a cyan pair and Fi's a magenta pair, but Timioji's a yellow pair.
The 3 solos are red, green, and blue. K's red, Dio's green, and you're blue.
Then how are we supposed to group up for the chromatic doors? I think they're going to be white this time.
Ah, yes. Dio told me about them. Very interesting.
Yeah, they're white, all of them. I had a good look while I was waiting for Sigma to show up down in the warehouse.
You should have seen them then too, Fi.
Yeah, I did. You're talking about the doors in the Floor B warehouse, right?
Yeah, so lay it on us. How are the groups going to shake out this time? Fi nodded and began to explain. Option A. Timioji, yellow, and me, blue, will form one group. Fi, magenta, and Dio, green, will form another group. Clover, cyan, and K, red, will form the third.
Huh? Wait, you mean there's only one option?
Yeah. There's no other way we can group up to make white. Alice, Luna, and Quark aren't here to show us their bracelets, so we don't know for sure what their colors are. But it's pretty clear they'll all be pairs, since none of the pairs here have a partner.
So they'll be yellow, magenta, and cyan, right?
Right.
Alright, what now? We've got plenty of time until those white doors open.
Yeah, about an hour it looks like.
I'm gonna go find Alice.
Of course. I'll come with you then.
Clover gave her a shrug and the two of them headed out through the cyan door.
Do I really need to say it?
The infirmary, right? You're going to go check on Quark.
Yeah.
He gave me a nod and trotted out through the yellow door. That left only 3 of us, Dio, Kay, and myself. What are you guys going to do?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna head over to the lounge and have a drink. You wanna tag along, Kay?
Are you making fun of me? I find it rather hard to drink with this mask on.
Ah, right, of course. My bad. Well, I'm out. Later.
Asshole. With a lazy wave of his hand, Dio slouched off toward the magenta door. It took me a moment to realize Kay was following him.
Hey, what is this? You following me?
No, you must be mistaken. I hope to investigate Floor B further. There are still several rooms I haven't visited.
Okay, you don't have to tell me your life story. See ya.
Their conversation ended as they reached the door and stepped through it. Alright, what should I do?
Tonight's that eclipse, remember? What a way to end 2028, huh?
Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Of course. I need to get the rest of that story out of Tenmyoji. The words were scarcely out of my mouth before I set off at a dead run down the hallway and toward the infirmary. Huh? There's nobody here. The room was completely empty. I edged forward and peeked around the partition. There he was, Tenmyoji. He was standing next to Quark, apparently oblivious to my presence, looking down at something in his hand. A picture? I must have made some small noise because he suddenly looked up, saw me, and hastily shoved the photo back into his pocket. What was that? It was a photo of something, right? Was it yours?
Forget it. It's got nothing to do with you.
But of all the stuff we had with us when we got grabbed... Wait. Oh, but all of the stuff we had with us when we got grabbed was taken away. Why were you hiding it?
Why should I tell all of you about one measly photo?
Anyway, where's Luna?
I asked her to leave. I wanted to be alone with Quark for a bit. So, why are you here?
I wanted to hear the rest.
The rest of what? What the hell are you talking about?
I'm talking about that simulated manned mission to Mars. We heard that recording about it.
I don't have any idea what you're talking about. I'm getting old. Memory's not what it used to be. Seem to be forgetting a lot of stuff lately.
Hey, nice try, pal, but you're not getting away with it this time. You remember something, alright. You remember so much you told me it'd take way more than 10 minutes to tell it all.
You really sure you want to know?
Huh?
Maybe I'll tell you, and then you'll regret it. Maybe you'll wish you'd kept your fool mouth shut. Just think about all the hopes you've got for the future, and all the happy memories of your past. What if what I have to tell you makes everything you've ever believed ring hollow, and the whole world just crumbles around you? You sure you want that?
Hey, come on. You don't need to threaten me.
This isn't a threat. I'm being honest here. Are you really, truly prepared?
Well, of course. I never got the chance to say I am. Before I could, Fi exploded into the room, her face a mixture of anxiety and fear.
Good. There you are.
Did something happen?
Alice is... Look, just come with me, all right? She's in the number 2 cabin.
Without waiting for a response, Fi spun around and ran back out of the room. Tenmyoji and I exchanged a quick, confused look, then leapt up and took off after her. Oh! I thought they were gonna say she was knocked out, 'cause on the path I initially took, she had Radical 6. Who was it? The lounge is in the same area as the cabins. It could have been Dio. It could have been Kay. Because we don't know where Kay kind of went. Clover was going to look for Alice. I don't think she would kill her. Based on her ending. I don't want to believe Fi did it, but she is also a suspect. Luna was in the infirmary, but I don't know where she might have went after Tenmyoji asked her to leave, but she couldn't have been gone that long. Quark is obviously out cold. Well, this was unexpected. Alice. First thing I saw when I stepped through the door was the blossom of red on her chest. It felt as if I'd walked straight into a brick wall. I stopped short, my body refusing to move. No. Why did this happen? I forced one shaking foot forward, then the next. My legs began to buckle when I put a hand against the wall to steady myself as my heart thundered in my chest. Calm down. Calm down. This looks pretty bad, but you don't actually know anything yet. Yeah, that's right. Maybe it's not too late. The bracelet's off. Maybe we can still save her. Then, at last, I pressed my fingers to her neck, and those hopes were dashed. Is that a scalpel? What is that? No pulse. Clearly, she wasn't breathing either. Her pupils had dilated hideously, making her face seem somehow inhuman. No. No, it's not true. Why? Then I noticed it. All the blood must have distracted me, but now I saw that there was a scalpel buried in her chest. Did it carve her up? That's looking mutilated. Judging by the position of its handle, she had been stabbed through the heart. I felt a sympathetic twinge of pain in my own chest and my stomach lurched. Bile and hopelessness rose up in my throat. I stood, hands balled tightly into white-knuckled fists, and took a deep breath. All around the room were the rest of the nonary game's participants, except of course for Quark. I wanted to ask which one of them had killed her. Even if it had been one of them, though, there was no way they'd answer. I guess the other option is suicide, since we know she had Radical 6 on the path I initially took. Oh, so I guess if you would have gone down this path earlier, then you would have like a suspicion of everybody, but knowing what I know, it probably was Radical 6. Kay says she was unsteady, and this kind of correlates to around the time it got out that she had it, but of course there's no other Excelivir, so she just went untreated and undiagnosed in this timeline. All I could do was stare at each one of them in turn, asking myself, is this person a murderer? The looks they traded with one another suggested that I wasn't the only person wondering if they were standing next to a killer. An unsettling silence filled the room. Clover was the first to speak.
Who did this?
I don't know what it is about sad or just like not quite there Fi. It's just really depressing to see her like that. It's like seeing someone who had a strong will just finally like losing it, which I mean, I guess that is what they're going for with her, but like her sprite just always looked like strong-willed and everything, but then this is like, oh, she's sad.
Say something! Answer me!
Please, Clover, calm down. We don't even know if she was killed.
Then what happened?
I'm sorry, we don't even know if she was killed? Luna? You're a doctor or a nurse or just some medical professional. Luna?
An accident? You think a scalpel just dropped from the ceiling and stabbed her?
Cool it, kid.
You did it, didn't you?
Are you nuts?
Then who did it? Who killed her?
Clover, even if we assume that she was murdered, it doesn't necessarily mean the killer was one of us, does it?
Wait a minute. You went into the AB room with Alice during the last round, didn't you? Something happened in there, didn't it?
No, nothing happened.
Don't lie to me!
Oh! And then with Clover's ending, Kay did say, like, she passed out. No, not Clover's ending. That bad ending. Like when he was the only one to escape. He said she passed out. And then was like... that wasn't really followed up on. She was absent when I got to that, like, that lock. When Sigma's thing fell down to 0. So that could also imply that she was beginning to sort of go through the early stages of Radical 6 on those things as well. So Kay, there is a chance that Kay actually didn't kill her, but maybe saw that she was like beginning to lose it and found a way to sort of like knock her out or suppress her. And maybe why he was so adamant to hurry up and get out to possibly find like help, not knowing that once the 9 door closed, everything would be locked down permanently. Okay, all right. Kay's moved off of my like definite villain list to all right. He's all right. Cause I'm still a little confused over the Clover ending, because he wasn't there. But as mentioned in the comments, it's kind of hard to stab yourself with a scalpel when you're head to toe in armor. So fair enough. But still, something just seemed off.
There's no way Alice would just run off like that! She wouldn't leave me! Something happened! If she was going to leave, she'd tell me! She...
Hey, Clover. Don't you think just assuming Alice was murdered is jumping the gun a little bit?
How can you look at her and say that? Scalpels don't just stab people all by themselves! Oh, I see. I get it now. You're all in on it, aren't you? It wasn't just one killer. It was 6! No wonder you're so anxious to say this wasn't a murder.
Clover, please, just settle down.
Fine. Show me some proof then.
The technical limitations of the 3DS is beginning to show. Granted, like I said, this is the PS4 port, which is just based on the Steam like remastered version. Wait, did the Steam? No, wait. Oh God, I had it perfect like in the first episode, and I've already forgotten. No, everything. Yeah, the other ports are based on the Vita version. I guess the technical limitations of that are showing too, because like the sprites are just like, they're good sprites, and I like the, you know, movement and not like realism, but just like, you know, the blinking, the fact that they're like, you know, breathing, the movements, all that stuff. It feels natural. compared to the still sprites of Danganronpa. However, because Danganronpa was able to use still sprites, they were able to have more space to fit in more sprites. So the sprites would actually match the emotion of what was said. Because these models do take up more space than like a still PNG. Yeah. Her face does not match the emotion or connotations of what was just said. It's not like awful, but it does ruin the immersion a bit.
Prove to me in 10 seconds that you didn't murder my friend, or I'm going to kill every last one of you bastards! You're all going to die just like she did!
Well, there's some anger there in the face. Hey, hold on a minute.
9, 8, 7,
Clover!
6, 5, 4, Clover, 3, 2.
Yep, the mouth's not even moving for this. Did you just have a Jimmy Neutron brain blast, Sigma? Those infected by Radical 6 eventually develop a powerful urge to commit suicide. Suddenly, Clover moved. I leapt forward and clamped my hand around her wrist.
What are you doing?
Clover, listen to me. Alice wasn't killed. Nobody murdered her. She took her own life.
What? No.
Achievement unlocked. I can't believe it's not murder. Okay. You can't make an I can't believe it's not butter joke. We're in the midst of all this emotion right now.
No, there's no way she'd do that.
It's true. She stabbed herself in the heart with the scalpel.
All right, where'd she get the scalpel then?
Well,
I did hear someone come into the infirmary right after the AB game ended.
Was that before I showed up?
Yes. I got up to see who it was, but they were already gone. It could have been Alice.
so she could have taken the scalpel then.
Yes, I think so.
You're lying. This is all a lie. It has to be.
It's not. It's the truth.
Then why did she do it? Why would Alice kill herself?
She probably didn't have a reason.
What?
She'd been infected with Radical 6. That's what killed her.
But you just said she killed herself. Just tell me the truth.
I am.
Then prove it. Your 10 seconds ran out a long time ago. So if you don't have any proof...
I do. I have proof. The newspaper clipping? Oh yeah. There was a journal in the lab, wasn't there, Kay? Oh. The little mind thing there. Not to mention, you could also say, like, remember what Quark was trying to do to himself? Show it to me.
Journal?
It would have been in the safe.
Oh, well, Alice would have it then.
Fi, can you? I don't feel right touching a dead woman's body. Could you take a look?
Sure.
Alright, so we found the line for Sigma. Dead women. Okay, he's not horny for dead women. Got it. Her hands barely shook as she quickly searched through Alice's clothing. It was only seconds before she stopped. Slowly and carefully, she drew something out. There it was. The journal. Vi turned to hand it to me, but I shook my head. You read it. It's in Latin. I can't make heads or tails of it. She cocked an eyebrow at me and flipped the small book open. Yo. So what would have happened? Oh no, there was probably a lock on this then. Oh, so would there have been a lock? Oh, it's... I'm curious. What? Let me see if I can find some info on this. Or I could just look at the flowchart as is. So that is a lock. Lock number 2. So where would 1 be? Well, if they're in sequential, then 1's going to be over here somewhere. Oh. These are all relatively shorter paths? Huh. Or is there going to be more unlocking as we go? Because we don't have enough points for anyone to leave, so I would assume that's going to extend a little bit more. So there probably would have been a cutoff. Oh, so that little flashback Jimmy Neutron brain blast thing is like him recalling from another path. So yeah, it's like the ability they learned from 999. Well, I mean, not specifically, but that was introduced in 999 rather. But that's weird, because you only get that when you go to the lab on this path. So you have to go down to a path with a lock to figure out how to unlock this if I would have got here sooner. Huh. Well, okay then. Yeah, she cocked an eyebrow and flipped the small book open. When she looked back up at me, it was with both suspicion and surprise.
Yeah, it is Latin. But translating this is impossible. It's full of words I've never heard before. I can barely understand any of this.
Page 216.
Huh?
Turn to page 216. Should be able to read that one. Fi's frown deepened, but she did as I'd suggested. I watched her eyes quickly scan the page before looking up at me with renewed suspicion, as one would.
Yeah, I can read this page. How did you know? No, wait. How did you even know there was a journal in the lab?
I just knew.
You just knew? Come on.
Look, just read it, okay? Clover wants to hear what it has to say. Right?
Yeah.
Right. Give me a moment to look it over.
After a few moments of whispering to herself in Latin, Fi began to translate, paraphrasing the contents of the journal. Radical 6 reduces the processing speed of the brain by a factor of the root of 1/6. Oh, wait. The suicidal thing, was that what I had read in the secret notes? and not in the main story, because the story just mentioned it was just a pandemic. But no, because we saw that with Quark, that's like, oh, the Radical Six is making him do this. I don't even know. Plus, I still need to get the missing secret notes from the crew quarters. Boy, with all this timeline hopping, there is going to be so much, like, Mandela effects and series of deja vu, or senses of deja vu. It's going to be insane. But yeah, by a factor of the root of 1/6. One of the symptoms of Radical 6 infection is an overwhelming urge to commit suicide. Research has shown that it would probably respond to the right sort of antiviral medication, but no one has been able to develop one yet. Nearby towns are filled with the corpses of people who took their own lives. The unaffected have only barely managed to survive and have been sent into underground shelters, supervised by the government.
Oh Lord, please. Let their future be a bright one.
Vi shut the journal with a soft slap. A sickly silence drifted through the room. The newspaper article, the recording, the conversation with Timioji, and now this journal entry. There was no more hiding from the truth. The pandemic had already happened. All of Clover's rage suddenly dissipated as she collapsed to the floor, tears pouring down her face. None of us had the heart to say anything, and for several long moments the only sound in the room was Clover's sobs.
We've got a problem. It's almost time for the primary doors to open.
Yeah, only 10 minutes left.
Sorry, but I'll be taking Alice's bracelet.
You fuck.
Vi and I won't be able to open the secondary door without it.
So she was a magenta pair, just like me.
Just now noticed that, did ya?
As he spoke, Dio grabbed the bracelet off the floor and dropped it into his pocket.
What color is your bracelet, Luna?
I'm a cyan pair.
You are part of Clover's pair, then. That means the two of you will need to come with me.
I guess so. Come on now, Clover. We need to go. Alice would want you to survive, wouldn't she? You'll never be able to figure out why all this happened if you stay here. Please.
You're right. Alice, I promise I'll find out what happened to you. I'll figure out who Zero really is. I mean, if you'd never been locked up in here, you never would have... This never would have happened. So it's like Zero killed you. I promise. I'll avenge you.
Clover stood up and rubbed her hands roughly over her eyes, smearing tears across her cheeks. With a determined frown, she strolled out of the room.
All right, we're out of time. Move, people.
You guys head on down to the Floor B warehouse. We'll catch up with you later.
Alright. Quark's got the yellow bracelet, which makes him your partner, right?
Yeah. Can't exactly leave him behind.
Without him, we'd end up stuck in the AB room.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's go. We'll see the rest of you once we picked up Quark.
Very well. Until we meet again.
Quark,
Yay!
you're awake.
Yeah, I just woke up. Hey, where's everybody else?
Oh God. Quark.
Timioji's entire body shook with emotion as he drew closer to him. He cautiously laid a trembling hand on the boy's shoulder, almost as if he were afraid Quark would disappear in a puff of smoke the moment he was touched. When Quark proved to indeed be corporeal, Timioji let out a cry and threw his arms around him.
What's wrong? Are you okay, Grandpa?
It's nothing. Nothing's wrong. I'm fine.
But
Quark gave him a puzzled look. Timioji didn't even notice. His face was a mixture of happiness and relief. I could see tears twinkling from the wrinkled corners of his eyes. All traces of his usual gruff stoicism had vanished. I didn't want to interrupt such a happy reunion, but we were running out of time. Still, Timioji deserved a few minutes. I left him alone. At last, Timioji seemed to recover and shifted from an embrace to a protective arm around the shoulder.
So, how are you feeling?
feeling? Well, okay, I guess. Was I sick or something?
No. You're not sick.
Not anymore.
If you feel fine, then you're fine.
Huh?
I'm sorry. I should never have gotten you involved in all this.
What are you apologizing for?
Sorry.
You're doing it again. Are you sure you're okay? So, where's everybody else? Mr. Sigma's here, but he's just been standing there looking kind of silly.
I gave him a nervous smile and explained about the white doors. I got the feeling Timioji didn't want Quark to know about Radical 6, so I avoided any mention of it. Alice's death was something I also left for later.
Okay, that makes sense. That means I'm on a team with you guys, right?
Right.
So, these white doors, when are they gonna open?
Well, we got about 4 minutes until the primary doors open.
Oh! That's not good! We need to hurry, come on! How do we get to the Floor B warehouse?
Okay, we're going.
Follow me. It's a long walk. God, it's a long adventure. Well, at least we made it in time.
Chromatic doors have opened. 5 minutes remain until chromatic doors close.
You're late. Where the hell have you been?
Yeah, and you're an asshole. What the hell happened to you?
Quark?
You're awake.
And fully recovered, apparently.
I am also relieved to see you well again.
Me too.
Well, wait a minute. What are you talking about?
I looked out at the others from behind Quark and held a warning finger up to my lips. There were a few There were a few momentarily raised eyebrows and some nervous coughing as everyone suddenly fell silent.
Huh?
From Quark's perspective, it must have seemed especially odd.
Anyway, there isn't any time left. We need to hurry.
But there are 3 doors.
Which team goes in which door?
All of the doors are identical for this round. I believe it doesn't matter which team uses which door.
Then we're taking the one in the middle.
Why that one?
You want a kill shot, you aim for the center. You're more likely to just miss the extremities.
That logic is flawed and more than slightly disturbing. Unfortunately, I don't really have a counter-argument, so center door it is.
I suppose we could go with the one on the left. Is that okay? I mean, we could go with the other one if you want.
Kay and Clover only nodded.
Well, there's only one left.
The door on the right.
Any objections? All right, let's move.
30 seconds.
Best
remain
kind of vote when no one
until
says anything, so
chromatic
it's like,
doors
alright, fine.
close.
30 seconds remain until chromatic doors close. We kinda
Hurry
need
up, Vi.
to hurry.
This thing's gonna close.
I know.
It's time we were going as well.
Right. Sure.
Come on, guys. There's no time to waste.
Right behind you.
Let's go.
2, 1, 0. Chromatic doors closing.
I could not for the life of me read what that room name said. Yeah, what is this place? Guess we're gonna have to wait till next time to find out. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day. See you next time for some more Let's Play. Why was I about to call it Deadly Premonition? Probably because we are having premonitions of things and death is a constant. Regardless, see y'all next time for some more Let's Play Virtue's Last Reward. Goodbye.